Yo,
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 yo, yo,
yo.
yo, yo. It's your
We're live.
boys, Ty and Eric, live in the booth.
That's what's up. We're coming to you live from the subway bathroom.
hmm The
It stinks
darkest
in
place
here.
known to man.
hmm Subway bathroom is a dark, dark place, bro. It's like you, even if you're like, say you work across the street and you don't want to shit like in the office,
hmm
you won't even go to the subway bathroom. You'd like opt for like the Starbucks or
hmm
maybe a restaurant if you're feeling adventurous, but like Subway's like a little too far.
Yeah, definitely. The subway bathroom's lack of lighting, uh, fake brick walls, and like foreign locking combination makes like whenever I think of like whenever a friend of the pod, Andrew Tate, talks about his Romanian prison cell. I just picture the subway bathroom. There's no difference between those two things in my mind.
Yeah, you're 100% right. Like the tile, the famous like burgundy and dark green tiling kind of just like proceeds to go up the wall. And that's how you know it's
hmm
like they're like factoring in like the splash zone.
hmm And the splash zone in a subway bathroom is huge. What I never understand, Eric, about the subway bathroom is that the square footage is way larger than normal restaurant bathrooms. You have the toilet position in one corner of the room and the sink all the way in the kitty corner, and there's nothing in
hmm
between. You think like I could lay out a cot here if I wanted. And that I think emphasizes the sensation of a prison cell.
hmm Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, it makes you think like these franchise locations were probably not designed to be restaurants. Like they were probably like some weird accounting office, like
Mhm.
maybe a better call Saul style law firm. Like you don't really
Mhm.
know what it was there before. So the bathroom could have been someone's bedroom back in the day. Who knows?
That's a good point. It could have been that could be real brick, I guess. And this is a mid-century industrial building that's been
hmm
gentrified into a fast food restaurant. That's a
hmm
believable narrative.
It
The other
is.
interesting thing about subway bathrooms, Eric, is a noticeable lack of signage for a company that puts their typography everywhere. The glass at the entrance, the glass on the sneeze guard. Everywhere you look, there's shit dangling from the ceiling in Subway. They got stickers about where to walk on the
hmm
floor. They love to
hmm
put signage everywhere, but you walk in the bathroom and it's bleak, it's brutalist. There's no sense of which country you're in because you can't pick up on the language. They
Yeah,
don't even have an all employees must wash hands sign, which makes sense because if you're gloving up, do you really need to have it clean underneath? Not really.
you don't. And honestly, Ty, you don't wash your hands in your home, do you? So why would you like, people the sandwich artists kind of live there. Like
I
you
like
don't
to
you
think
don't
that,
you don't have
yeah,
to wash your hands in that case.
dude. If there's no cot in the bathroom, there's definitely a couple. There's a couple bunks in the back room.
But you know what, Ty? I actually kind of like the brutalist design, and I think I know why it's like that. Everything else that you just pointed out is driving sales at Subway. It's like optimizing for conversion. You know what I mean?
hmm
Like the menu being like bright yellow, or like the sign on the door saying open. The arrows on the ground that like point you towards the cash register. Like all these things are telling you where to spend money and how. Whereas like the bathroom is just a distraction. And once you enter the bathroom and you've done your business, you could just like walk right out and all of a sudden you're like, oh fuck, I didn't even have to spend any money to take a shit here.
Right. I guess in a way, the interior they probably
Stupid.
hire the top prison cell interior designers for it because they
Yeah.
don't want the bathroom to feel like a stay space. They don't want you to linger there. They don't want you to like shoot up in there. They don't want you to just vibe
Yeah.
out and play on your phone. They
Yeah.
want you to
I
leave as
uh
quickly as possible.
I also listened to that episode of 99% Invisible where they talk about like anti architecture or whatever. It's like that's why there's like spikes on the ground that like prevent homeless people from like sleeping in a corner in front of
Mhm.
your business, or like public benches having like railings in the middle so that you can
Mhm.
like, it looks like it's to divide it into two sections, but it's actually so like someone doesn't lay down, things like
Mhm.
that. Kind of like the subway bathroom, right? There's no signage. It looks like it could be their office. You don't necessarily want to like just walk in there. You just assume that like maybe I shouldn't go here. I gotta go to Starbucks.
It's kind of weird though because the Rick Owens showroom has all the same tactics for interior design as the subway bathroom, yet people linger there, or maybe they don't.
Yeah, there's usually a guy on his hands and knees in both of those, except in the Rick store, it's like a designer table.
Hmm.
Whereas, like in the subway bathroom, it's someone throwing up in the toilet.
Yeah. They're looking for their needle.
Yeah, exactly. Wow, that's another one. Like gas station bathrooms are a scary place. That might be even worse than Subway. Like to give Subway a little bit of credit on this show, it's not as bad as like the truck stop bathroom on the I-5. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Dude, I visited a, truck stop bathroom this weekend,
Oh
and
shit! For what reason are you buying some meth?
yeah. Well, where do you get your Snickers bars? I don't know.
Oh fuck!
Sometimes you just need a Slurpee. I was indeed getting fuel, and I was far from home, and I knew this bathroom would be a hit, Eric, because I had visited this bathroom many years ago, and I knew they had a selfie wall inside it.
Oh
So I had to
no!
go in and get a selfie at the Chevron gas station selfie wall in the men's bathroom, but
So
it had fallen in.
how was your road trip to Portland?
Yeah, such a Portland experience. But much like our, beloved Portland, Eric, it had fallen into a state of disrepair when I saw it.
Oh shit!
The like neoliberal script font that originally said "looking good today" that I wanted
Oh
to
no!
include above my head, some of the letters were gone. So all it said was "looking god Ty," which I
Oh
actually
shit!
thought was better.
Wow. I know you're not making this up. That's actually impressive.
Mhm.
Wow, dude. So in what world does like Chevron's like marketing department think like, you know what, we need to increase retention in our in our storefront? How do we like, engage these millennials slash Gen Zers so that they stick around longer? Maybe, create a nice vibe. Like,
Mhm,
what do we
yeah.
do? Do we create like a blob mural? Do we add a selfie wall?
Mhm.
Do we put like a mysterious QR code somewhere and then that like opens up like a game? Like, what do we do?
Yeah, I wanna be in the boardroom where they, like, tossed up the blob wall with the Matisse prints and ultimately landed on the script font.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a mood board somewhere of like
Mhm.
the carpet in like the Portland airport. You know what I mean? All these like nice little design things.
But
This is
dude,
why I
like,
hate being in designer.
if
Honestly,
your
this
job
this kind
title
of
is
shit.
yeah, if your job title is gas station creative director, you're already, like, it's an uphill battle.
Yeah, true. But every company, I guess, needs a creative director, and whoever's doing Subway's bathroom is probably on the right track. It might be
Mhm.
like a bespoke experience, though. Who knows? Maybe the head artist is also like doing the interior design.
Dude, I like to imagine that the Subway bathroom designer is just, like, dripping in Balenciaga, and
Oh,
you can't even see his
100%.
expression through the shades, and he says, like,
Hmm.
"Less is more."
That kind of makes sense, and it changes things a lot if you actually like picture the Balenciaga creative director inside the bathroom with his like with his like Rick Owens like zipper pants around his ankles. Like
Mhm.
that actually changes the whole aesthetic, and you're like, oh, I can actually see like where they're going with this. Like I can
Mhm.
picture like Destroy Lonely like standing in the bathroom with his leather pants being like with his like head in his hands, you know what I mean? It's kind of like a mood.
Now that is the selfie moment that I want, right? Destroy
Yeah,
Lonely,
dude.
like, half in the mirror, a
Mhm.
few cracks and some locals graffiti in
Mhm.
black Sharpie. But I
Mhm.
do think that, like, the bathroom is honest to Subway's design philosophy because Subway, at the end of the day, their core value is really a honest depiction of the material. When you're making a sandwich, you get to evaluate the material that creates a sandwich and get your hands dirty working with that. And the bathroom isn't has no ornamentation. It's simply the piping, the appliances, and that's
Mhm.
it. It feels like you're in the bucket. You're in the vegetable bucket. If the vegetable bucket was plumbing parts.
Wow. or an Essence store, one or the
We're an
other.
Essence store. Yeah, they're taking it like Essence stores are the same thing. It's just like
Concrete
open
and metal.
seal, open ceiling with some pipes, and then some pipes that are hanging like three Sanders shirts. That's all it is, right?
Yeah, dude. And one other thing, Ty, is they're always gender neutral. There's one
Hmm.
room which you're able to do your business in, whatever that may be. You know what I mean? Whoever you may
Hmm.
be. And we got to applaud Subway for honestly just being a pioneer in the space. They normalized gender neutral bathrooms.
Hmm. Well, you know what? Subway has a bit of opportunity here because much like this podcast, it's 99% male audience at Subway. So it doesn't even really make sense to provide a female safe space given that if one even
Not
walks
true,
through the
Ty.
doors, you
Not true,
disagree.
Ty. There's ladies that listen to Think Fresh podcast, and we see you. We appreciate you.
That's one's for the ladies.
Oh no. I was wondering what
Sorry,
you were doing, but no, wow, that was distracting. Um,
Soundboard, baby.
a soundboard, baby. We love
Okay,
our new soundboard on Zencaster.
so there's ladies. They're coming to Subway. They gotta tinkle. Do they need their own space?
What do you mean?
I'm assuming we're both chill with the single bathroom. Like they don't gender the sandwiches at Subway. Why should they gender the bathrooms?
That's a great point. What is gender, Ty, in 2023? Gender means absolutely fucking nothing, and it doesn't really matter
I
as long
guess
as
so.
our fellas put the seat down. I guess that's all that matters.
I feel like in 2023, like gender is so all about expression of identity. And in 2023, we have so many other mechanisms for expressing identity that we don't even really need to rely on the old school tool belt of identification tools. So
Hmm.
we could just like opt out of the gender conversation altogether and just like base our identities off of our haircuts or our taste in foot long sandwiches or the
Hmm.
music that we like.
Yeah, you're right in saying that gender is all about displaying your self, right? Kind
Hmm.
of like the Kanye lyric where he said, "Trying to show pussy, trying to show dick."
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I think that's probably it has to do with gender. Damn it. We'll get better with the soundboard, breadheads, I promise.
Yeah, I had to scroll over to find that one. That one was a little too far away. I gotta delete the ones we don't use. There's too many duds in
Hmm.
here.
Yeah, they're all duds.
Yeah.
Um, do we have any
Anyways, Ty.
blender soundboard sounds?
No, but we should record something for that. We should record a little Veep. That's a great idea. I don't know about you, Ty, but my blend jet is working better than ever. All right.
Yeah, dude,
This
you're keeping
thing,
the engine warm.
I'm keeping the engine running, bro. I have to fill her up every other day because I use it so much.
Whew.
But yeah, dude, use the code ThinkFresh12.
Think Fresh 12, baby. Get your
Yeah,
own personal
buddy.
blender, like the boys in the booth.
Like the
We
boys in the booth.
blend our voices every single day, and you could
Mm-hmm.
blend your ingredients at home.
Mm-hmm. That's right. You ever need to make a smoothie or something like that?
Hmm.
You're in a pinch. You got to record a podcast in 8 minutes, but you're hungry. You can't think because you've just been starving all day. Well, guess
Hmm.
what? Whip out the BlendJet 2. You know what I
Hell yeah.
mean? Throw in
Yeah.
some full fat milk, maybe a scoop of protein, whatever else you want to throw in there. Boom, there you go.
Scoopity
That's
scoop
breakfast.
poop. Yeah.
Scoopity whoop.
You too could be a mixogynist like Eric and I, blending together all the ingredients in your kitchen.
Exactly. And you can signal exactly what your political beliefs are by choosing either the Woody themed blender or the Buzz Lightyear themed blender.
It's
If
not
you're
just
more
about your
aligned,
blender type, Eric. It's about the color of your smoothie.
yes, absolutely. Mixed berries only for me.
Dude. That would
Wonderful.
be an insane gender reveal on the topic of gender if you, like, hid a little bit of, like, blueberry powder or acai berry in the core, and then the reveal is hitting the blend button.
Oh shit.
Whole smooth blue. Pretty exciting stuff.
Hmm.
You could do the same thing at Subway if they sold anything blue in your sandwich. They're why why is blue being suppressed on the Subway menu?
The boys in blue are the only blue that you will see at Subway, but yeah, you're right. I guess the pink would be the tuna. That's kind of
Well,
gross.
I think, like, the Southwest sauce, when mixed with the hot sauce, creates a
Oh,
pinkish tone.
or even the sriracha mayo, kind
Mhm,
of getting there.
mhm.
Um, but yeah, Ty, I don't know if Subway. I mean, like you said, literally 3 minutes ago, the footlong is not gendered. So why are you trying
Fair enough.
to?
Why am I enforcing gender in
Yeah,
every
why are you trying
opportunity?
to shoehorn or foothorn this idea in?
You're right. I'm just dancing around the topic. I really don't have a side here.
Exactly. But that's what podcasting is all about, Ty. We pick a side and we double down, double meat.
Alright. Then I'm gonna say that I want gender-free footlongs.
I'll say it. I only want men to go to Subway.
Why, are you intimidated by, women making decisions in the same room as you?
Uh, I am, but that's not why. Um, I think if Subway pivoted to being a boys' club, then it could be a more kind of like interesting dynamic in there. Like,
Mm,
there's single guys who are going in there, but everyone's kind of like leaving a chair open just in case a woman does walk in and says
mhm,
like, "Hey, is this spot free?" But it's like we all know
mhm.
it's not going to happen. So why not just remove that entirely and have like open office concept where like guys can just sit together and build, not just build
Yeah,
their
I love
sandwiches,
that.
but build ideas.
Build ideas, link, network. It's kind of like no self-respecting blue collar worker is gonna find themselves on Bumble, so how are they gonna find their Bumble BFF if they're
Hmm.
not online? Subway
Hmm.
could be the connection point, the thread between 2 lonely, friendless men.
Hmm.
It's that one open chair. They should have an open chair, open mind kinda philosophy. Split a
Absolutely.
foot long or eat a foot long with someone else.
Hmm.
You could
I love
if you're
that.
an electrician, you could learn a little bit about auto mechanics. If you're an auto mechanic, you could learn a little bit about drywalling. There's something to talk about regardless of your blue collar profession.
Hmm. Absolutely. More blue collar professions should be doing this, if you ask me, Ty.
Mhm,
Because if you're able to, build a table, why can't you wire the electronics in my car?
mhm. Yeah, I feel like they're transferable skills.
Yeah. They're all the common thread is I don't want to do those jobs, and so I would just want to hire like one guy to do everything.
Mhm, mhm. I wanna underpay him.
Oh, 100%. Speaking of car problems, my baby blue Mercedes has a fucked up steering rod or steering rack.
Not the
Excuse me.
rod, dude.
Yeah, dude, I'm getting rotted right now by my car. Um, but yeah, it's not too bad of a fee to fix that. I mean, just 1,500.
Mhm. Oof. I'm in the same
But I
boat,
think
dude. Like,
steering. I
yeah,
think
you're
if you're like
steering.
fixing steering with that, like that's like pretty critical, right? Like that's like like not including bread in your sandwich.
Yeah, it's without a doubt a critical aspect of the car. You can maybe get by for a few streets, but eventually you're gonna need to turn.
Yeah, absolutely. I shoot straight, but I can't drive straight.
Mhm. So, that seems like a
So
tough fix. I'm dealing with
yeah.
the least important piece of my car being broken, the catalytic converter. That's right, I have a meme auto part broken in my vehicle. So,
So
I don't
wait.
know if I will be fixing that.
So wait, are you a victim of someone stealing your catalytic converter? Because this is like a thing that's in the news, right? People are like,
Mhm.
getting on all fours, not in the subway bathroom, but underneath your Toyota Matrix, and I guess just unplugging something.
if that's all it is, then automakers need to step up. You know, like put it in a
Yes.
lockbox or something.
Yeah, put it behind the panel at least. But
Mhm.
um is this why people are stealing them? Like, do catalytic converters die quickly and then so like and they're easy to like just steal, so people just do that? Why don't you steal one?
I was thinking about that actually. It would be no it's kinda like an umbrella, you know? You lose an umbrella, just take somebody else's from the
Wow.
restaurant umbrella stand.
Yeah, take a
Um,
cat, leave a cat.
Catalytic converters should probably function the same. Um, I've heard that they're popular because they're expensive and they have a lot of copper in them. So they're kind of like the Patek Philippe of automobiles.
Oh, interesting. Um Weird. Okay. So people are selling it for like just metal? Like
Yeah,
it has like a bigger purpose than that, right? Like it does something, I assume.
I genuinely don't know what this tool does to my vehicle, Eric, but it's in it anyways. It's in that fashion, I would liken it to the green peppers on my footlong. I always add them, but I never taste them. They're
Yeah, dude,
they're an
100%. It's
essential.
just like,
Everyone adds them, but no one remarks them at all. No one's like,
mhm.
the green pepper flavor and or crunch was really satisfying today." They just
This is
disappear.
exactly how I feel about cucumber pie. It's a filler vegetable. Luckily, I do enjoy them. Like I enjoy the crunch, but let's just be honest, like you don't need them ever.
No, dude, cucumbers are sensational, and by that, I mean they wet up your sandwich, which is a notable sensation.
On your back and wet up.
Uh, my neck, my back, my cuke.
God damn it. Um, Great tie. Well, I have one thing written down today, which I want to talk to you about. And you brought this up to me the other day. Mammoth
Mammoth
ball.
meatballs. I'm trying to say it at the same time as you. Mammoth meatballs, right?
Yes, yes. Um, I haven't stopped thinking about them since you brought them up. So please just like inform me of what these are because I'm just so curious.
Yes, I'd love to talk to you a little bit about the biggest balls on Earth. Um, okay.
Big and hairy, I hope.
I think there's actually maybe a few hairs. This is coming out of an Australian food startup. It's all in the news, so the breadheads may have already heard of it. But a Australian food company used mammoth DNA to grow a plant-based meatball in a laboratory.
Oh,
They had to mingle it with a little bit of lamb DNA and I think a bit of elephant in order to express the entire genome or like finish the
oh.
genome. But then once they were able to do that, they created 400 grams of mammoth meat, one big ass meatball, Eric. And this thing is big. Like it's like
So it's
one
literally
foot by
a
1 foot.
mammoth, literally from a mammoth.
Like it's probably the size of a mammal testicle, mammoth testicle.
Okay, wait, hold on. So I always assumed, Ty, that mammoth was just like a marketing brand kind of word used to describe this product. But you're telling me that it's actually made from the DNA from a mammoth.
Yes, the carcass of a 5,000-year-old extinct mammoth. So I think all the headlines are a little bit misleading because mammoth meatballs could just be for your like kind of someone parsing the front page of the New York Times. They might just assume it's a large meatball, which it is, but it also has evolutionary genomics in it.
Holy shit.
I
So,
know.
and what, I guess, why is the question, Ty? Why would anyone do this?
I, dude, because man wants to be God. It's the end
Wow.
game. But
Yeah,
I
okay.
this I just think that's we wanna play God here, and we're kinda doing it to resurrect something like this. Um,
So, okay,
they
so
pulled them yep.
I have a question. This is actually really fascinating, and I want your take on this. So, like,
Mhm.
these are lab grown meatballs, right? So, no animals were harmed in the making of them,
Correct.
but they were created using animal DNA. So, this probably falls within the gray area of like what is vegetarian and what isn't, right? It originated
Mhm.
from an animal, but consuming it has like no negative effect to the animal community. So like,
Mhm.
how do you feel about this? Like, would you put this on your sub? And if so, do you think it will actually taste like meat? Because this would be a huge unlock.
Yeah, definitely. I think vegetarianism is just a pseudo religion, and it's not unlike any other form of belief system like Christianity or feminism, in the sense that there's an underlying set of values that guide it, but you need to remember the values that are guiding it and not take the movement at face value. So with vegetarianism, you need to think about what is prompting you to do it. And for me, it has always been about animal welfare and sustainability. And I feel like this um, process is both, I'm assuming, sustainable, and I'm assuming like has the least amount of suffering for animals. So I'm very excited about it. However, I will tell you that the Queensland University that did this said that the meatballs are not intended for human consumption. Maybe
Oh,
someday it will be, but
mm,
I think there's got to be a lot of FDA approvals going on here.
mm.
The one of the creators said that he tried just a little tiny bit of it because he wanted to know what actual mammoth meat tasted like. Um, he said that there was a quote here. He said it cannot possibly taste worse than real mammoth meat. I don't know what that means.
I mean, he's probably got a point, but I don't know if I believe him. Like, it
Hmm.
could very well taste like ass, and
Yeah,
not mammoth ass. Um,
no mammoth balls.
mammoth balls. Yeah, interesting. So, but this kind of opens the door though for other people to probably do this with like a cow or like a pig. Like, just use the DNA to grow it in a lab, and then in theory, it will taste. I mean, like once the science catches up, like in theory, it'll taste the exact same, but it won't. You won't have to like murder an animal to get that, right?
Yeah,
Is that kind of like what you're
totally.
thinking?
Yeah, I can't wait until 10 years from now when a like new age meathead is describing the lab grown mammoth meat as gamier than Beyond Meat.
um, yeah, gamier in the context of vegetarian meat is like a compliment.
I think so.
You're spitting game.
Wow. Yeah, dude, it's whack though. It's incredible that we have, as humankind, been able to just like do this. The idea of like finding an entombed mammoth remain in like Arctic permafrost and then resurrecting it like this tells me that in the future we will be able to enjoy an entire buffet of exotic meats from all of the animals that mankind
Mhm.
has pushed to extinction. Isn't that incredible? We kill the animal to the point that it no longer exists, but it still exists
Wow.
at like a buffet in Vegas.
Wow, you're absolutely right. That's actually that's peak humanism, if you ask me, Ty.
Hmm.
Just obliterate all surroundings and then recreate it.
Hmm. It seems like it.
Yeah.
The
Do you think
simulation.
this same technology can be used to like generate like a Neanderthal or something, and then like fuck it?
I was wondering where you were gonna go with that. Oh my god.
like
Um,
like can you like create like a prehistoric human and then like link and build with it? Like, yo, let me show you the wheel. You know what I mean?
mhm, mhm, yeah. Yeah, you wanna give it your steering rod. I
Mhm.
don't know, man. I feel like there's gotta be some regulations that big gov will enforce and I guess, like, write and enforce as those types of technologies manifest.
Yeah.
I
What about
personally would love to be a Neanderthal. I'd love to show them the ropes,
mm,
teach them the ways of the civilized modern man.
yeah, great point. Um, um, if we don't feel comfortable, doing that with humans, obviously, our bestiality community would also benefit because you could
Hmm.
like eventually like we'll be able to like not only just create a meatball, but create the meat of the living version of that meat,
Hmm.
and at that point, who's to say what you can and can't do with it, Ty? Um, I think if you're able to create sheep, there would be a great opportunity for people to have sex with sheep. Ty, have you seen what their butts look like?
I'm familiar with a sheep butt. Yeah, it's quite thick, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. If you're like left alone in a room with this, Ty, WID.
Dude, I can imagine a farmer, your wife died a decade ago, you need to work the land, and your sheep waddles past you one day, those thick cheeks a clapping. uh, very tempting. Is this why we have furries? Like,
I think so. Um, but yeah, dude, these sheep butts, bro, got me acting up. Look at this video
dude,
right here.
sheep. We're watching Eric has pulled up a YouTube video of a man fondling some sheep cheeks. They're jiggly and they're plump. That is
Hmm.
whack as hell, dude.
You weren't expecting the pod to go in this direction, were you?
No. Oh my god, that was something else. So, are we actively breeding sheeps to be more attractive to humans? Like, are farmers
Oh,
doing this with their own self-interest in mind? They're like, "I'm not allowed to, like, fuck my cousin, so I guess the next best option here."
it's entirely possible. I don't know what to say, Ty. Obviously, this feels wrong. You know what I
It
mean?
feels wrong.
I don't want to get it twisted. But I just
Mhm,
wanted to point out the obvious thing that is being hidden in plain sight.
mhm. Just to be clear to the breadheads, Think Fresh does not condone this. We're gonna call this is like the fusion food of genomes, is combining a
Hmm.
Kardashian figure with the body of a sheep. Um,
Hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Who knew BBL actually stood for big butted lamb?
uh, nothing I say for the rest of the podcast will top that, so I think we should call it there.
Absolutely. Wow. Mammoth balls,
Wow,
huh?
mammoth
That's a
balls.
true Think Fresh exclusive right there.
Yeah, dude. But honestly, I am so excited for the day that meatballs make the Subway menu. That mammoth meatball marinara is gonna go stupid crazy. They'll
Flatbread.
need to. Yeah, you could get it as a flatbread too.
The meatball flatbread is something that I think Patrick would order. You know what I mean? That seems like
Mhm.
in the realm of his possibilities.
Yeah, shout out to friend of the pod, Patrick. Check out podcast How Original if you like cinematography or just simply um, more dark humor.
Yeah, absolutely. If you like to Netflix and chill,
Mm.
there's nothing chill about this Netflix podcast, so you should check it
Yeah.
out.
Uh, meatball in a flatbread, Eric. The problem with that's like the equivalent of like putting a meat, I guess, like putting a baseball on a piece of paper and trying to like hold, like carry it around. It's gonna just like slip out.
It's gonna schlep out, exactly. You have to press down on all square inches of that flatbread for it to hold the meatballs in place.
You
Unless you
almost have to like
like,
pinch the corners together like a little samosa or something.
oh, that's actually interesting. Like, could you like, yeah, pinch the corners together like a pizza pocket, like fill it with cheese, tomato sauce, meatballs, and then get the artist to like sit on it?
You just kind of push that down. I need
Mhm.
a sheep ass on that. But
Yeah.
actually, though, if you could seal, like fold over the flatbread over the meatball, and then pinch it in the panini press at Subway around the perimeter, you can make a little calzone. Could be
Hmm.
pretty good. But that's the trick, is you got to like seal the edge.
Hmm. Yeah, you're gonna need some cheese for that for sure.
Oh
Just
yeah,
to like really seal it.
that's the glue.
That's the glue. Wow.
Wow.
Wonderful, Ty. Well, I don't know if I could recover from seeing that video.
Mhm.
So anything else to talk about today? Or should we get to eating some lunch?
Yeah, I'm ready to hop into some lunch. Breadheads,
Absolutely.
wonderful talking to you. um, make sure to buy a
Love talking
blender.
at you.
I'm talking the one to many. Um,
Yeah.
remember to use code ThinkFresh12 if you do buy a blender.
Yeah, dude.
They'll get
And
you a
not
little
only do they
disky.
have yeah, not only do they have blenders, but you can get like the protein powder, like single use protein powder ones with like different flavors. Those were really good when I had it. I'm probably gonna buy more now that we have our discount back. I'm actually gonna cop more.
Mhm.
Like I actually really enjoyed
Hell
it.
yeah. Dude, they're good.
Um, Blessing everyone for Christmas this year.
Mhm.
Um, and what else do they have? Like
Well,
travel sleeve.
there's all sorts of different smoothie packs. Like, you can go blueberry acai or strawberry lemonade depending on whether you're prego with a boy or girl.
hmm Yeah. Do your next gender reveal using the blend jet too.
Mhm.
Just be sure to charge it up before, and then it'll last you for quite a while. Um, you know what's scary about the blender, Ty, is I'm pretty sure you can use it with the top off, like most
Mm.
blenders. I'm always scared to do that
Yeah,
because
dude.
it's portable, so I want to drink out of it, but then my hands kind of like all on the button. But luckily, I've never done this because the button is it's a tight squeeze.
Mhm. Dude, it's the same like, concern I have when I go top down on the coupe, you know? I don't wanna lose my hat.
Exactly, exactly. Also, if you are looking to start a podcast just like this
Mhm.
one, you can do so with a 30% discount using our code ThinkFresh on Zencaster. Both of these links will be in the description. Be sure to use that because Zencaster it allows us to have amazing sounds like this.
Cheese. His name is Cheese.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. So you
Mm.
know you want to have that on your podcast. So use
Mhm.
Zencaster, use our code ThinkFresh, link in description, and start, talking at people.
Mhm, mhm. You could talk to nobody and get paid for it.
Exactly. You can just talk to your homie and receive revenue. Like, why wouldn't you want to do that?
Yeah. Monetize your conversations. That's the Grussler lifestyle.
Absolutely. Um, Ty, it's been a pleasure as always. Breadheads, thank you for tuning in. Have a great weekend. Catch you on the flip side.
Ciao.